When do companies announce cap changes, if there will be any? At the end of the year? Wondering about Allianz or National Life. So cap changes can happen at any point throughout the year, but it only affects you when you have your policy anniversary. So if your policy anniversary is now, you'll get whatever the cap rates are now. They can change the rates up and down 20 times between now and your next anniversary. The only one that matters to you is the very next one at your next anniversary, wherever it's at then. So yeah, there's they do changes all the time in response to whatever the environment is out here. And most recently, I mean, everybody just went through another round of reducing the caps or the participation rates with the new regulations that just came in. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. I'm still pretty happy with the index options that Allianz offers because they have some uncapped options. They reduce the participation rate a little bit, but it's still really good. Luckily, I got my policies done earlier this year, so I still get the higher rate up until the next year. And we'll see where they're at next year. But, and here's the nice thing about these IULs. If you're not happy with how they make the changes on the caps, we can always 1035 exchange out of these into another policy. Now there are surrender charges that are there for the early years when you start the policy. But with how we design it, with how I design these policies to minimize those costs, to minimize the agent commission, and to minimize all of the other underlying costs in the policy, those surrender charges are pretty minimal. So getting out of those and switching into something else, it doesn't hurt so much. It might hurt a little bit, but it might be worth it. But it does make it easier. It does make it easier to pull the trigger on that if it looks like it's going to make a lot of sense. I'm still sticking with my National Life one, even though the cap rate has come down. I think the cap rate's close to 9% now in my National Life. It was 11.75 3 years ago when I started it, or 2 years ago when I started it. So I'm not too happy about being at the 9%, but I'm averaging over 10%. So hopefully those rates will go back up here soon. And, you know, if I still hit 9% max, I'm okay with that. We might have a down year, in which case the cap won't matter. The cap only matters if you have a nice big up year. So we shall see how it goes. But I'm pretty happy with the rate of return so far on those policies. My Allianz policies that I have the uncapped options. So hoping for big returns in that one. Definitely a good opportunity there. Those are with volatility indexes though. So you don't just get the uncapped S&P with a high participation rate. In this case, we get volatility indexes that have 150% participation rate is what I got. The current rate is 135% for that same 40% bonus option. But it's a heck of a deal to not have caps, to get the really high participation rate, and to have a bonus available on top of that. Really, really good opportunity for growth. So I'm pretty happy with those. So hopefully that answered your question well enough, CDG. Let me know if you got any other questions there about those. You tend to not. You'll have to read your paperwork to see what the new cap rates are. It should be included in your paperwork when you get your renewal. Hope you found value in today's video. If you'd like to find out more about IUL and whole life, check out these videos right over here, and we'll see you next time. Now go maximize your cash flow.